Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on a small part of the Hyundai Elantra that we're doing the rebuild part of. And what I've got is this piece of plastic has that split in it. And so I'm going to try to fix that rather than order this new piece because I think these are like 40 bucks. And it's just a little crack. But what I've got is a Harbor Freight plastic welding kit. Never used one of these before, but I guess it's probably similar to a wood burning kit. But let's find out. Okay, so let's start with a what's in the box. Got good old utility blade here. Let me instead of digging in my pocket and pulling my knife out, which would have been easier. So I've had this thing for quite some time. I bought it so that I could actually work on some of the body work on the Mercedes, some of those plastic pieces, and try to put those together. But it's like, you know what? This would work for this. So I figured I'll give it a try and see. Have you ever used one of these? If you have, put a comment down below. Let me know how your experience was. Because for me, I'm looking at this going, what could possibly go wrong? So anyway, there's the curling iron, I guess, ish. Oops, let's not put it on top of that part that we're trying to fix. Got a wire brush. And then used to be a rubber band. I mean, I've had this thing for a while. I haven't used it yet, but the reason that I bought it was for the Mercedes and not for this, but that's okay. Hey, instructions. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. It did come with some wire mesh, and it's got that little holder thingy for the tool, but that's what's in the box. I guess this stuff is like welding rods, so that I guess kind of makes sense. But I do have my piece of steel that I've got sitting here, and so what I'm going to do is set it up on top of that to do the actual plastic welding on it. I'm going to probably try to reposition the camera so that we've got at least a little bit of kind of a direct look at this, or maybe I'll grab the other camera. Hey, that'd be a great idea. Let me do that. Let me hopefully make this to where you can see what's going on. Be right back. All right, so now I've got this kind of set up a little bit better, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. This is where the split is, right in here. I don't want to pull on it too far so it doesn't break it in half. And so now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in, get it heated up, probably completely ignore the instructions, because, I mean realistically, it's a pretty basic thought. Everything's tight and all that good stuff. Don't touch the hot stuff, and use that to melt stuff in there. Might actually clean this up with a little bit of alcohol and stuff, and hopefully help that stick a little bit better. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug this thing in, let it get heated up, see if I can't burn a hole in my mat here, because why wouldn't you do that? I mean, that's how things go. Well, that's a good sign. We've got a light on. I mean, this thing did come from Harbor Freight quite a while ago, and who knows if it even works. Okay, let me let that thing warm up, and I will be right back. I'm gonna clean this up. All right, I can smell this thing. It smells kind of like burnt hair. I'm sure probably it's going to smell even a lot better here in a minute. I don't know. See, it is kind of melting that plastic. I'm sure it probably says in the instructions that if this is like a solder or something, you know how you put solder on the tip of the soldering iron and all that good stuff, but I know, looks like it's kind of melting this plastic down a little bit. That's what I'm going to try to do, is kind of just gnaw a little chunk off the end of this. Don't want to get my digits too close to it, because I mean it's probably a scorching couple hundred degrees. Get this plastic to kind of maybe melt up a little bit. Well, it all stuck to that piece. See me try to knock that over. Here's the problem that I thought I was going to run into, is trying to keep this thing together. There we go. At the same time, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that breathing this stuff is probably not the best for me. Now this is a mating surface, so I definitely want to keep it pretty straight. Kind of looks like that's sort of working a little bit. Now where this piece goes is underneath the backside of the fender, so it's not visible anyway, so that's not a concern. It's just a matter of making sure that it stays together while we put this whole thing back. Looks like I got a little bit of a hole in there now. I knew this might be kind of touchy because this plastic is pretty thin to begin with. I'm gonna buy one of those hot staple things. Just haven't done it yet. Huh. It's actually kind of acting like I might have it somewhat. Kind of some ugly stuff here. This stuff could kind of turn into napalm pretty quick, so be careful with it. Keep it away from the upside of it too. Wow, I about burned a hole in there. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Come on. Probably not real good for my COPD, huh? Wow. Problem is there's a little tight spot kind of in the corner in here, and I want to be careful and not make a bigger hole than what's already there. But at the same time, I want to get it all sealed up so that it doesn't break later on down the road. The smokiness. The smokiness is the problem. Let's let this thing cool off. Still pretty hot. I actually wish I'd had a piece or two of this plastic This stuff probably would have melted right back in there just fine if I'd have trimmed it and just kind of laid it in there. Maybe that's enough for another day. But at the end of the day, there's a couple little pinholes in there. I'll probably put a little bit of silicone, little RTV, black RTV over the top of it. It'll be just fine. Wheel, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's not terrible either. I mean, it's both sides of it's kind of a little bit boogered up, like a kind of a nasty weld. A couple little pinholes in there, but I'm going to dump a little bit of black RTV, just smear it in there, just to make sure. This thing doesn't really, it doesn't do anything other than it's kind of a wind deflector. It goes on the back side of the fender. The inner fender well and everything is before that, so no road debris or anything is splashing up against this thing. It's just more of a, I think, for the wind noise or whatnot, and so it goes in there. It just needs to kind of stay in one place, and definitely saved a few bucks by doing this ourselves this way. May not be perfect, but it's good enough for this. It'll do its job, and this is tucked so far back in there that nobody ever, you can't see it anyway once everything's put back together. So that's that. Anyway, that was relatively easy, and I think not bad for having never done this before. I understand the premise and kind of had the idea behind it, but it's not quite as easy to kind of wield in the tight spaces as what I would imagine it could be. But I mean, what was it, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, something like that. It works. Anyway, let me go ahead and throw the RTV on there, get this thing done. But as far as that goes, that's a wrap on this video. Hopefully it might have helped you, think about whether you want to get one of those or not. I am going to order one of the heated stapler. It basically is the gun that you put the staples in, push them in there, and for the flat plastic panels, it melts into it, shut it off, and then pull the unit off, clip the ends off of it, and it basically is like a little zigzag staple that melts into the plastic, and it ties it all back together. I want one of those just because I thought they were kind of neat. But anyway, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching Yellow Jacket Garage. If you haven't already done so, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like, share, whatever, all that good stuff that you want to do. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you on down the road.